it's time to check back into the Steam Deck. With the Horizon Zero Dawn bundle having just come back to Fortnite last week, letting players of the Battle Royale game once again purchase and play as the Nora Brave Aloy, I felt it was time to return to that original game on PC and test it on the Steam Deck. Let's see how the handheld PC handles the not-so-easy game to run, Horizon Zero Dawn. First of all, what is Horizon? It's a first-party PlayStation open-world action survival game that has Aloy exploring a post-apocalyptic United States, now pretty much ruled in the wilderness by machine-like animals. Aloy travels and protects her tribe in a hunt for the answer to her origin and birth mother, finding some pretty crazy twists later on with how the world came to be how it is. Now let's dive into how this game runs. I didn't expect performance to be perfect, as this is a very demanding PC game. So let's go into what you can do to make it run well, at least most of the time. Now you're going to want to make sure that upscaling is always disabled. Even running the performance mode for upscaling just makes performance worse. It'll look better and play better if you just leave that turned off. Which is kind of weird, because when they took away the resolution scaling slider and added all of those upscaling options, the GPT WinMax Ryzen from about a year ago actually got better performance. But moving on, Auto Detect will try to put you on medium or original graphics settings. This does look good, but I wouldn't use it. Early on in the game before the proving, it's pretty fine. Frame rate sticks around the 30s and 40s, but does dip into the 20s and below near populated areas. To get it above 30 as much as possible, you're going to want to go into settings and lower things down to the favor performance option. This will get you in the 40s for a lot of the game, though you will need to take a step further later on. The running segment in the proving easily dropped the frame rate into the 20s with these settings, so go in and disable to completely turn off shadows and anti-aliasing to bring that frame rate back up. It'll then be pretty smooth, at least until you gain access to the actual main adventure of Zero Dawn. Are you getting the pattern? The further you go in this game, the more taxing it gets. And when you do get to those big open areas, you're not going to get a perfect frame rate. Doesn't matter what settings you use, it's not going to happen. You can get it above 30 most of the time, but not all the time. There will always be segments where going into new areas, having lots of enemies around, or riding on a tamed strider that you'll still get those dips into the 20s. I even tried to go into those super resolution options, and like I said earlier, didn't really help. What I'd suggest you do here is not go into Horizon Zero Dawn settings, but go into the Steam Deck performance settings and have the system limit itself to 30 FPS. It'll give you just a bit more stability than with the frame rate unlocked, but you will still get those dips into the 20s. Now, is this unplayable? No, of course not. You can adjust to having the frame rate dip every so often. I personally shied away from riding on striders in this game anyways. Even back on the PlayStation 4, I preferred to just walk and look around the world instead of just rushing towards my objective with a strider at full sprint. And that's all I have for performance, so let's go into battery life. If you run this on high brightness, you're not going to get a lot. Expect to get a bit less than 2 hours out of Horizon Zero Dawn, and you're only going to get a few minutes over 2 hours if you run the brightness low. The game tries, but it's really taxing on performance and on battery. In conclusion, would I recommend Horizon Zero Dawn to Steam Deck users? That's gonna be a maybe. The dips under 30 FPS can be adjusted to, and the game still looks pretty decent on the favorite performance settings, but you gotta be ready and able to deal with those drops as a sacrifice of having this game on the go, as they will happen fairly often the further you get into the game. And that's all I have for you today. I'll be back soon with more Steam Deck coverage, reviews, and if you didn't know, I'm getting back into my Let's Play channel, Let's Plays to Go, and started a little fun Fortnite channel just to throw out little FYI, hey, this really cool thing I'm excited about just came back to the item shop. The uploads aren't going to be very frequent, just something I'm doing on the side. But that's enough of that. As always, thank you for watching, and have a great day.